Have you ever wondered if there's a way to take the gamble out of your next home renovation? Well, today we're going to explore a really fascinating concept designed to do just that, a contractor's Bill of Rights.
So let me ask you a question. What on earth could the US Constitution possibly have to do with your kitchen remodel? It sounds a little out there, right? But believe it or not, that exact connection is at the heart of a new movement to bring some serious security and professionalism into what can be one of the most stressful experiences for any homeowner.
Because let's be real, we've all heard the horror stories. Kicking off a home improvement project can feel less like an exciting upgrade and more like a huge, massive gamble. You're putting your hard-earned money on the line, you're letting strangers into your home, and all those questions start swirling around in your head. Are they going to do a good job? Will they stick to the budget? Can I really trust them? It's that exact uncertainty that this one organization is trying to wipe out for good. So, who exactly is the group at the center of all this? Let's take a closer look. The organization is called Make Contractors Great Again, or MCGA for short. Now, yeah, the name's obviously designed to catch your attention, but the group's mission is laser-focused on the home improvement world. They define themselves as a vetted community that wants to restore trust and professionalism. In other words, their entire reason for being is to fix that feeling of risk by building a system with accountability.
And they are dead serious about their standards. I mean, this quote from their own brand guide really says it all. Accuracy in naming is non-negotiable. That signals a deep, deep commitment to being precise, and it's a value they want to apply to everything they do. And that brings us to their central idea, this document they've created called their Bill of Rights.
Now, here's what's so interesting. It's how they frame this commitment. They don't just give you a list of rules. Nope. They draw a direct parallel to one of the most respected documents in American history. It's a really bold analogy, and it's designed to show you just how seriously they take these principles.
Okay, so let's actually dive into this comparison. The MCGA Bill of Rights is built on 5 core principles that are meant to mirror the whole purpose of the nation's founding document. First up, foundational principles. So, just like the U.S. Bill of Rights sets up fundamental freedoms for every citizen, the MCGA version lays a foundation of fair treatment and transparency for every project. This isn't just some vague idea. It means you have a right to things like a detailed, totally transparent contract right from the start, with absolutely no hidden surprises. The second principle is all about empowerment and trust. You know, a government is supposed to serve its people, and you build trust when people know their rights will be protected. MCGA is applying that exact same logic to contractors and customers. This translates into real, concrete rights, like your right to timely and clear communication, so you're never left wondering what's happening in your own home. Third, there's a commitment to excellence. The U.S. Bill of Rights is a promise of justice and liberty, while MCGA's document mirrors that with a promise of the absolute highest standards in service and ethics. You can think of it as establishing your right to professional behavior and quality work, which really elevates the whole job from just a simple transaction to a professional partnership. Principle 4 is where we see a really key difference: customization. The U.S. Bill of Rights, of course, applies broadly to every part of life, but the MCGA document is specifically tailored for the home improvement world. For instance, it might spell out your right to a clean and safe worksite at the end of every single day, a very specific, practical guarantee that really matters in this industry. And finally, maybe the most crucial principle of all, enforcement and accountability. A right doesn't mean much if you can't enforce it, right? The U.S. Bill of Rights has the entire legal system backing it up. In the same way, MCGA's principles aren't just suggestions. They are backed by strict enforcement. That means if a contractor violates your right to, say, use the exact materials you agreed on, there's an actual system in place to hold them accountable. So, okay, we've walked through these 5 principles, but what does this all really mean for you, the homeowner, when you actually need to get some work done? It really boils down to a super clear, straightforward path. It starts with giving you access to professionals who have already been vetted, so you're not just crossing your fingers and hoping you picked a good one. Then you've got those clear standards we just talked about, so there's no confusion about how things should be done. And most importantly, if something does go sideways, there's a real system for accountability. And what's the end result of all that? Peace of mind. You know, by modeling their entire framework on a document that symbolizes protection and trust, MCGA is making a really powerful statement. It leaves us with a pretty compelling question for the whole industry. Is this level of structured accountability the new standard that all of us should start to expect?